it's Steph. Thanks for clicking. This is my 7th update for Pan Interrupted. This is the Supernatural Project Pan that was created by Jessica and Amanda in 2018. I just started this at the end of last year, so that's why I'm only on update 8. And I am still working on season 1. This is a boring update. This is the second boring update in a row. I have been doing really well, but I haven't had any updates either this month or last month. But I am set up very well for next time. I have made a lot of progress, and I'm going to go through the episodes that I was working on. In this project, you take each episode of the TV show Supernatural and you try to link it in some way to some kind of beauty item that you own, and you set a goal to either finish or maybe a usage goal on that item, and once you have completed it, you move to the next episode. I am working on 6 episodes at a time, and the oldest one that has been in this project is for season 1, episode 8, which is called Bugs. Dean and Sam arrive in a town, checking up on a report of a mysterious death, and stop at a realtor's open house barbecue. Sam then meets the realtor's son Matt, who is fascinated with bugs. Soon the town is invaded by swarms of deadly bugs, and it looks like there may be no way out. The first item is going to be a bug-related item because the episode is called Bugs and there's swarms of bugs killing people. This is my Laura Geller The Social Butterfly palette. Butterflies are bugs. My goal is to use this palette 15 times for the 15 seasons. At the last update I had 7 uses and I am now up to 13. This is what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing every item in this palette and I like them okay. This is a nice palette for traveling with, and I did travel with it last weekend for a family event, so it was convenient for that, but it isn't a standout palette in any way. The shades are in some ways lackluster. The shimmer in here labeled as outer corner, for instance, it's not all that pigmented. It's more of a topper shade than anything else. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of wish the blush were more pigmented. I am wearing it today, and I do find that I need to build it, so anyone with skin darker than mine would probably have a hard time getting this to show up on them. And I find that a little bit odd because as far as highlighters go, that one's a little bit on the darker side, so I think those two, the blush and the highlighter, don't necessarily go together all that well, but I am wearing them all today, and I am actually wearing them how it is suggested in this look, mostly. This shade is a white labeled as base. I used it as my blending out shade. I don't usually set my eyeshadow primer, so that's not what I did with it. This shade is called Lid, and that is all over my lid, but then I topped it with the shimmers. This is called Crease. It is in fact in my crease right now. The inner corner shade is in my inner corner and then up onto the inner part of my lid a little bit. Outer corner is in the outer 2/3-ish of my lid, and then line is used as a liner today. So that's this palette on my face, and I have another 2 uses to go to hit my goal of 15. Episode 9 is called Home. When Sam has nightmares of their old home, the brothers return to Lawrence, Kansas to investigate. They discover that a new family has moved into the Winchester's home, and the woman is the one that Sam has been dreaming about. In this episode, there are 2 ghosts that are haunting this house. I decided to honor this episode by picking something that haunted my first home. The first house that I remember living in, I was a year old when we moved there. My dad built a swing set for me and my brothers in the backyard. The swing set was cemented in place to prevent it from tipping over when we were using the swings, and mine and my oldest brother's handprints are in the cement to this day, and I know that because the swing set is still standing. We can see it on Google Earth. So since the swing set and my handprint are still there, my hand is haunting that home, or at least the yard. So I picked this Ahava Smoothing Hand Cream. There are my marks, and that's where it's at right now. So that's some really good progress. I should have this finished in 1 month, maybe 2, but this is coming near the end. It is my goal to finish it in this case. It's a decent hand cream. I wouldn't seek it out to buy it again, but if it fell into my lap, I wouldn't object. It's okay. It doesn't have a scent, it does moisturize my hands, and it works for me in both summer and winter, so it does its job, and I'm not complaining about finishing it. I had already met my goal on episode 10, so we're skipping to episode 11, which is called Scarecrow. Sam and Dean contact their father, who tells them to stop searching for him and sends them to a small town in Indiana where people are being sacrificed to a pagan god. This is one of the creepier episodes, in my opinion, but since this pagan god appears as a scarecrow and is residing in an apple orchard, I picked the Ulta Beauty Lip Balm Stain in the shade Apple, and my goal is to use it 15 times. At the last update, I had 3 uses, and I am now up to 9. I used it 6 times over the last month. I do like this product. It doesn't go with every look, but it does look a little bit different depending on what I'm pairing with. Sometimes it looks more orange, sometimes it looks more red, and sometimes it looks more brown, so it's kind of useful in that way, that it'll look different depending on what I'm doing with it, but it is kind of warmer. and I'm not wearing it right now, but I won't have a problem getting another 6 uses, but it might take me more than 1 month. Episode 12 is called Faith. When Dean is accidentally electrocuted fighting a monster, he permanently damages his heart. When he's diagnosed as only having a month at most to live, Sam searches for means to save him and finds Roy LaGrange, a faith healer who may actually be the real deal. In this episode, what is really happening is that there is actually a Reaper who is being controlled, and no one's actually being saved by this faith healer. It is a trading of souls. Someone is saved and lives longer, where someone else dies immediately. Once it was revealed that there's a Reaper involved, it was obvious to me by this point in watching the show, even my first time, that there's going to be a certain song that appears. And sure enough, the Blue Oyster Cult's Don't Fear the Reaper was the song going on during the chase scene near the end. So for the Blue Oyster Cult, I went into the Lilo & Stitch Ohana palette. This is the shade Blue Hawaii. It's like a navy blue color, and my goal is to use it 15 times. And I went from 9 uses up to 13. So I only have 2 more uses on this eyeshadow, and I will definitely have that by the next time. I usually use it as a deepening up shade, though sometimes it's a liner. It does perform pretty well, so I don't really mind using it, even though it is really old. Episode 13 is called Route 666. Dean's first love asks him to come to Mississippi to investigate a string of racially motivated murders. In this episode, there is a ghost who is hunting down black people, a racist ghost, and this person, when they were alive, was very attached to their truck. And so their spirit is now linked to that truck, and they're seeing this ghost truck trying to run them down. And it can be successful. I also have a possibly unhealthy attachment to my car, and since my car is a convertible, when I spend a lot of time with her, I need to wear sunscreen. This is my Ulta Beauty Sunscreen Continuous Mist in SPF 30. I'm still using it. I've used it a couple more times over the last month, but I hate it. I really can't justify throwing away a sunscreen just because I don't like it when it does in fact still work, but I am absolutely not going to buy this ever again. It straight up smells like rubbing alcohol. And since it is in an aerosol can, it's a very light mist, which means that if there's any breeze at all, I'm only getting about half of it on my skin, so I feel like I'm wasting it. And since it is an aerosol can, I'm partially always questioning whether or not I actually applied it to my skin, especially since it smells like rubbing alcohol. The first several times I used it, I was concerned that maybe I only got carrier, but it does work. It is protecting my skin from the sun. So I'm gonna finish it. I can't really tell how much is left in here being an aerosol product, but whenever it's gone, I won't miss it. Episode 14 is called Nightmare. Sam's precognitive dream leads the brothers to investigate a mysterious death which seems to connect to a boy in possession of the power of telekinesis. Sam is having these nightmares that are in fact real, and so I decided to pick an item that I would be wearing if I had a nightmare. So something I wear to go to bed. I have not had any nightmares over the last month, though I did have a weird dream last night that I now can't remember at all, but I just remember that it was weird. Anyway, this is a lip balm that I keep on my bedside. Since it is the kind that you need to stick your fingers into it, I only use it at night when I know my fingers are clean. My goal is to finish it, and there is a growing dip in there, but I still have not hit the bottom. And I'll finish it eventually, but it won't be anytime soon. So there's my extremely boring update. For next time though, I will have all of my uses on this palette, as well as the single shadow I picked out of this palette. So there will be at least 2 rollouts next time. I might also have the hand cream rolling out. We'll see how that works out. But wish me luck, good luck with your projects, and I will see you next month. Bye.